What's going on, guys? It's your boy Austin Shope here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about UFC matchups that need to happen after 309. Now, a lot of these matchups that I came up with make a lot of sense when it comes to, like, in terms of, like, the rankings, or just, like, some of these have also been rumored to be in the makes as well. So, but yeah, we're going to get into this, and let me know in the comments if you guys, think these matchups make sense to y'all. But I don't know. It's just what I think would be good. For the first matchup, we got Mario Batista versus Marcus McGee. Now, Marcus McGee, if you guys don't know who he is, he's been this new up-and-comer in the bantamweight division that he just started tearing through everybody, okay? And I don't know, his performance at 309 was actually pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. He's an all-around, like, good MMA fighter. And I think he needs to try to move up in the rankings a little bit. I know Marcus McGee, he's I think he's ranked number 13th. But I think he needs to fight Mario Batista, because the last time Mario Batista fought was against Jose Aldo, and if I'm being honest, I don't think he won that fight. I mean, he could have, I don't know, but I just don't think he did. He really just didn't do anything with Jose Aldo. He was kind of like stalling because I feel like he was afraid that he was going to lose in the striking exchanges, so he just kind of grappled him up to the cage and stuff and tried to just take him down every time. But I don't know, he just wasn't really letting them get into any type of, like, striking exchange. It just was, I feel like he was trying to avoid any sort of, like, strikes with him. I don't know. I feel like he wasn't even doing anything with the grappling. So I think if he really wants to be tested, I think Marcus McGee would be a good matchup for him. And I do think Marcus McGee could win that fight. So, I don't know. I'm thinking book these two guys. And then let's say if it was for Mario Batista, after he wins, give him someone in, like, maybe the top 5. But if Marcus McGee wins, keep building him up. So, I think this is a good fight and a good step up for Marcus McGee to get into the top 10. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Next matchup I came up with was Edson Barbosa versus Mauricio Rufy. Listen, if you guys don't know who Mauricio Rufy is, he might not be as popular as the other fighting nerds, but this guy is still undefeated in the UFC so far. He's on a straight tear, and his performance at UFC 309, even though it was at catch weight, him having to gain the extra weight last minute, I don't know, that can affect some fighters. So, like, even with Diego Lopez having to constantly gain and drop weight for the Brian Ortega fight, it's the same exact thing. It can affect their performance. But even with that happened to him, his performance was still great. I mean, he still showed that he was, like, really good within the striking, and he had this really crazy, like, I think spinning back kick, and It was a good performance by Mauricio Rufy, but I think I don't know. I say with him, just straight up, just throw him right into give him a top 15 fight, and give him Edson Barbosa. Edson Barbosa has crazy kickboxing, and I think this fight would be a insane striking fight. You know, I think this fight would be so crazy, and could potentially win fight of the night if it got booked. So, I don't know. I say book these two guys and maybe put it on, like, a main card on a pay-per-view, or maybe make it like a fight night main event. But no, I think this would be a perfect fight for Mauricio Rufy to get right into the top 15. I think he's won his, like, first 3 fights, so why not? You know, he comes from a big a really popular gym. And everybody else that's in the fighting nerds are also, like, undefeated too. So I don't know. I think this would be a good matchup. So let me know what you guys think. For this matchup, I got Jessica Andrade versus Viviane Araújo. Viviane Araújo won her fight against Karine Silva at 309 by decision. But when I went to look at her record, her last few fights have been really inconsistent. She'll like win a fight, lose a fight, win a fight, lose a fight. And I seen where Jessica Andrade is just she's only up by 1 in the rankings against her. So if they wanted to move her up, Araújo, then why not give her Jessica Andrade? You know, she was a former champion, and I think if she really wants to, you know, try to get in the title contention, then I think Jessica Andrade would be a perfect opponent for her to, you know, work her way up. But she would have to win this fight and then keep moving forward. You know, she can't just, you know, win a fight, lose a fight, win a fight, lose a fight. You might as well not even be fighting in the UFC if that's gonna be what you're gonna be doing. I don't know. To me, I just feel like if your goal is to win a title, then you got to keep winning your fights, and that's like kind of like a no-brainer. It's common sense. So I think this would be a perfect little fight for her to, you know, bounce back and also move up in the rankings. So yeah. For this matchup, I got Bo Nickel versus Reinier de Ridder. I keep butchering his name. I don't even know how to pronounce it, so don't clown me in the comments. But anyways, he won his debut against Gerald Meerschaert, and I don't know. To me, Bo Nickel's performance against Paul Craig was kind of whack. He kind of was just sitting there doing nothing, and then in one moment in the fight, he just kind of was just playing around, and then he paused, and then just kind of just laughed it off, and then, like, whatever. And I like Bo Nickel, but, like, I don't know, dude. I feel like he was scared to try to even strike with Paul Craig, and Paul Craig isn't even known to be a striker. His striking is kind of, like, mediocre. So, and the Meerschaert and de Ridder fight, to me, de Ridder didn't even have striking at all. He was just kind of relying on his grappling. So I feel like this would be a good fight for Bo Nickel because, he was I think, 2-time one champion or something, one FC champion. And, he held 2 belts in different 2 different divisions, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like that would be a nice little bump up for Bo Nickel, and I don't think his striking would be a threat to Bo Nickel. So I think if Bo Nickel wants to get the couple extra unranked opponents that he was talking about, I definitely think this guy would be a good guy to have on his resume as a win, just for his accolades in another promotion. So, and hopefully give him maybe a boost up to a title shot. Maybe if with this win, Bo Nickel could skip out on a couple fights to get into a ranked fight. But I feel like before he takes a fight like this, then he needs to work on his striking a little bit more, and definitely spar a crap ton before he takes any other fight. So that's just my opinion. But no, I think these 2 guys would be a good fight for either one of them. I think it does good for any of them. So, yeah, let me know. For the next one on the list, I got Charles Oliveira versus the winner of Arman and Islam. And I know Arman and Islam they haven't been announced yet, but he's obviously the next guy in line for the lightweight title. And I don't know, to me, I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity for Charles Oliveira to get his lick back, because he lost to both of these guys. And I don't think... I mean, I'm sure he would want to get the Islam rematch more than the Arman rematch, because he's had more title defenses, I guess. But I could be wrong. He probably just wants to fight for the title again. But yeah, no, I think it makes a lot of sense, because Charles, he was the number 2 lightweight guy, and he fought Michael Chandler, who was the number 7th guy, and it just makes a lot of sense, you know. It's he won all of his fights except for Arman after he lost to Islam, and Arman's, to me, like I said, I've been saying Arman's the dark horse in the division. I do feel like Arman would beat Islam, so like I said, it makes perfect sense for Charles Oliveira. He'll get the rematch either way, and potentially he could get the dub too. So I don't know. This will be this makes a lot of sense for Charles. So let me know what you guys think. Okay, the last one on the list is John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I don't really need to say much about this one. It kind of just it just needs to happen. I mean, Tom Aspinall is the interim champ, and I'm pretty sure the fight against Curtis Blades was the first time someone ever defended the interim title. Listen, dude, I don't want to say John Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. I get where John Jones is coming from in a way, kind of like high risk, low reward type of deal. But I mean, I still think he'd make a lot of money from this fight, and it's the fight that everybody wants to see. And honestly, if I really had to give you guys my opinion on this fight, I do see Tom Aspinall beating John Jones. I just feel like he's the most skilled and quickest heavyweight I've seen ever in my time of watching the UFC. And no, I'm not saying that Tom Aspinall is the greatest heavyweight of all time. Obviously, prime Stipe Miocic beats that by miles, but it's just I do think at this point in John Jones' career, Tom Aspinall would be the one to give him a run for his money and potentially beat John Jones, like the first one to ever get a dominant win over John Jones. And the reason why I'm really confident about that is because John Jones, he fought at light heavyweight, and in the lead up to the Stipe fight, he said that he was getting closer to the 220s. So he said he was struggling on keeping weight on during the camp and stuff. So that's another reason too. Tom Aspinall is a natural heavyweight. He walks around at 250, 260, maybe even 270 if I had to really push it, But he's a naturally big guy. So, and I'm not saying this fight would be competitive, because I guarantee you it would be. It's just I think it's the fight that needs to happen next for John Jones, and maybe after he beats Tom Aspinall, he can start talking about fighting Alex Pereira. In my opinion, you can't come back and beat Cyril Gane and then beat a washed-up Stipe Miocic. I'm sorry, Stipe, but that's what I think. And then expect to, just call out fights. Even though how big your name is, I just don't think it's fair for Tom Aspinall. But I think he needs to fight Tom Aspinall next. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the matchups that I came up with. Let me know if you guys think that, they should fight these guys next. Or let me know if you guys can come up with better matchups. But I think I'm going to end it off here. And like and subscribe. Peace.